I'm your Black Lex today, baby. Now you ain't never gotta like me, that shit is overrated. You need a hero to love, I'll be the villain that you hated. When it's all said and done, you gon' love me. Me kissing babies, fucking ladies thinking of me. Cause I'm the villain, the bad guy, the one that's supposed to lose. But I'm American, baby, so the rules all skewed for me. Steal your identity, fuck up your credit for free. Police know it's stolen, but they still make you pay the fee. And you don't respect me, for real? I'm the one that's showing you what the real world is. All these backroom deals for your kids' future. My financial aid hustle keep your kids mooching. And why you motherfuckers still stupid? The Statue of Liberty married the country, divorced and now the bitch still moving. With half of the money, alimony, child support. You know what's up when I be winning in the court, cause I'm the villain, the bad guy, the numero uno, the one that y'all hate to see. Cause I'm the big dog, the head honcho, H-N-I-C, everybody wants to be. Damn right, I'm the villain, the bad guy, the numero uno, the one that y'all hate to see. Cause I'm the big dog, the head honcho, H-N-I-C, everybody wants to be. They try to tell me thou shalt not steal. In the same church they tell me Jesus white, is they for real? They try to say the land of the free, minus the slavery, plus the fact that you pay for land these folks stole for free. And you wanna be Superman. Did you forget that Lex Luthor became the president? You lacking common sense, that's why the villain lives. That's why the villain's right. They turn on Superman, man, they turn on Jesus Christ. Even the devil got teams like Arizona State, Duke, the state of Jersey. That man say you're sold and he can't get a jersey. Y'all go to church on Sunday and you claim you're worthy. That's why I got my credit and I'm charging 10%. You finish paying me and you gon' pay me triple, bitch. So why'd I be a hero when a villain gets paid? And women like paid, so the villain gets laid. So I'ma be the villain, the bad guy, the numero uno, the one that y'all hate to see. Cause I'm the big dog, the head honcho, H-N-I-C, everybody wants to be. Damn right, I'm the villain, the bad guy, the numero uno, the one that y'all hate to see. Cause I'm the big dog, the head honcho, H-N-I-C, everybody wants to be.
I didn't think you had it in you.
I'm your huckleberry. Why, Johnny Ringo, you look like somebody just walked over your grave.
Yeah, man. What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. You see the title? We gonna get into this topic from a few different perspectives. You know, so we need to talk about the black, political agenda. The political agenda in Black America, and the reason why it needs to be talked about is because what you see in this political season with the reparations movement, the FBA, the ADOS thing, is you're seeing multiple factions of America have a meltdown, that are quote unquote in the political sphere, right? Because truth be told, this is probably the first time in 50 years, 40 years that Black people in the grassroots had a political agenda that was rooted in something that was in civil rights, which would be reparations. A lot of young people don't know that, but that was what Martin Luther King was talking about, money before he died. You get what I'm saying? So that was the last frontier per se. That's partially why all the shootings and killings happened, because Fred Hampton was talking about money. So Malcolm X was talking about going to, what is it, the UN and getting money, putting this country up for reparations. So people forget about that, right? The last person to do it was a big figure, was Johnny Cochran. So, but let's start, since I'm using political figures, not civil rights figures who were talking predominantly coming from the church or the mosque. Notice how the church is having an issue with the political agenda of Black America, because the church lost a lot of its followers because of all the shenanigans that has been going on with the church for decades, right? So the church isn't as influential in the Black community as far as galvanizing our votes as a block as it used to be. So because politicians used to just go to the church, you get what I'm saying, play the barbershop game, but more so the church, let your pastor tell you what to do, and you go out there and do it. Well, what people have noticed over the years was, well, the pastor told us to vote this way, but now, we don't, what did we actually vote for? And usually the church got kickbacks. And what I mean by this is, the bigger the church, they have business dealings. They have real estate dealings. They have bank dealings. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, exactly. So they have bank dealings. So now the church was, when they say in the hood you can find churches and liquor stores, the church owns some of those liquor stores or some of the buildings by the liquor stores. You get what I'm saying? So you had you have this thing where we're talking about something politically, and these people can't really invoke God. Like Jesus God would want you to talk this way, and Jesus would want this. Can't do that, because the reparations talk, you can't bring God in the Bible with that, because God, quote unquote, repairs, and the Bible has a story about things that you can say people got reparations in certain ways. So the church can't, they can't deal with that. They don't have the wherewithal to deal with stuff, and that's why you don't see as many prominent pastors and preachers in churches at this particular juncture talking about politics anyway. Because even the political parties, they're like, when the Democratic Party is like, we ain't worried about the church. That should tell you something. Because now that Black people want something in particular, the church can't shut it down. The church can't throw you we need to worry about this, we need to worry about that. It's not going well. It's really not going well for them. So that's one of the issues, right? So then we have this other issue involved. Sorry about that. We got this other thing that's going on outside of the church. We have all of these Black folks who've been in politics, some for a short amount of time, some for a very long amount of time. They don't know how to deal with Black people having a political agenda. If you've noticed, all this, we gonna vote as a block, and we're gonna do this and we're gonna do that, and Black people come out, fight for the freedom, fight for equality, we gotta save America. Ain't nobody trying to hear all that. So now Black people got an agenda, and they pushing politics. This is what we want. And these people who are in politics, who are supposed to be the movers and shakers, and we gotta know what to say and do behind closed doors, it's putting them in a bad spot, because really a lot of them have been in politics just to talk. Their job is just acting like they was gonna ever do something, and they wasn't. So that's why you see people having smoke for the Congressional Black Caucus, and like even the caucus in California. You're looking at all the quote unquote Black folks who are on all these committees about reparations, and even voting in general. Nobody wants to hear this speech about, okay, so you Black folks who was in office, y'all voted, y'all made sure that Ukrainians got money. Y'all made sure that the what do you call that? The immigrants coming now got money. Y'all made sure of even back in the day, wet foot, dry foot. Y'all made sure of money going to Israel every year. Y'all made sure of all the foreign aid. Y'all made sure that they had money for all these other things in America. Y'all made sure that they had bank bailouts. Y'all make sure that they bailed out the car industry. Oh, but when it's time for black people, y'all just we don't know what to do. It's like, okay, cool. Yeah. So now it's like, okay, they have an issue because now they can't play the games that they used to play. You trying to tell Black America we need to fight against racism, but you sitting in Washington D.C. and you ain't fighting against nothing. You just sitting there saying, it's just the Republicans. But see, the issue was what? Y'all never even brought this stuff to the table. So now you have an issue because black people are looking at you like, yeah, you could blame American racism. You can blame the Republicans. You can blame, how this country is set up. But the issue you're going to have is you're going to have black people like, bro, you never even went and brought that to the floor. After all these years, you never even brought that to the floor. So now you're having an issue, and here's another part of that. The vast majority of Black America does not want to hear your BS. We need to go with prison reform and we need to do, vouchers, and we need to worry about education. It's like, it's just part of the thing, man. It's just always in my comment section, in my description. It's always in my description, fam. But let me stick to this topic real quick. So nobody cares about prison reform, because y'all made prison reform a black political issue. Y'all made education a black political issue. And it's like, yo, no, that is not our issue. That is not our issue. Let's worry about crime. No, we ain't got to worry about crime, and we ain't got to worry about education. Nope, no thank you. So now these folks are stuck because they don't want to hear. Don't you want to hear about the brothers who've been incarcerated wrongfully? Yeah, but they're not at the beginning of our political agenda. That's your political agenda to keep us, pacified. So it's like, okay, this is what you're doing? No problem. So now it's like, we have a political agenda and now people are stuck. They just don't, black politicians don't know what to do. I'm used to just telling black people anything and saying fluff and just, acting like I'm going to say something or do something. And now these people say, this is what we want. And I don't know what to do. I can't tell them I'm not going to do nothing with what they want because I just don't know what to say. Like, oh yeah, we know. Trust us. Trust Black America. We know. We don't care about abortion. Hate to break the news to you. We need to talk about abortion and the right, your body, your choice. Nobody care about none of that. And the number one reason we don't care about abortion is, since Roe versus Wade, you know how many black babies got aborted? Millions. So we don't want to hear that. Do you know how big our population would be if half of those kids didn't get aborted? But hey, so we don't care about your abortion. We don't. So the political agenda in Black America is causing a problem. It's causing a major problem. Now, when it goes to these other communities, right? And the black politicians are part of this. Our political agenda is a problem because now we're supposed to, what about this country? And what about that country? And what about these people going through it? And what about the killer whales because they black? The killer whales are getting attacked by white fish. Like, we don't care about none of that. You know what I'm saying? Don't black people, you need to come together and fight for the migrants. You need to come together and fight for Palestine. You need to come together and fight for Israel. You need to come together and fight for Ukraine. You need to come together, it's like, okay, and fight against Asian hate. And it's like, man, shut up. Just shut up. But like that is, y'all need to fight that stuff. Y'all need to fight it. And this is all at the time where we're supposed to have a political agenda, because this is part of the issue. Normally, when it comes to us black people, we get thrown off into somebody else's category to help somebody else as a buffer. You get what I'm saying? To throw us off of going in any direction. So we supposed to help France, and we supposed to, black people need to stand up for everything else. We need to stand up for Oompa Loompas because they going through it in the chocolate factory, because, you should never have oppression in the chocolate factory. And you get black people who are in politics who play that game. Brothers and sisters, we need to fight because they're going through oppression and we go through oppression. We need to fight for them. It's like, man, shut up. You fight for them, because you obviously ain't fighting for us. So stop asking us to fight for everybody else when you're not fighting for us. And we the ones who put you in office. Forget all that. You're done with that. So now you have an issue. And now it's becoming, you're seeing how bad of a problem it is. Even, this, I gotta say it, even with white America, right? This issue of, you don't want to, black people, you don't want to tell white people you want reparations because they gonna get mad at y'all. You don't know what crazy white people gonna do. Oh my God. They might start lynching and burning crosses again. Black people, don't ask for nothing politically because you don't know how these crazy white people with guns will respond. Man, we ain't trying to hear none of that. Shut up. Yeah, shut up. Them crazy white people somewhere at an Asian spot getting a happy ending and ain't saying a word. Them crazy white people buying cocaine from the cartel and ain't tripping about Hispanics. You get what I'm saying? Them crazy white people is drinking in the Middle East with Muslims who's supposed to not be drinking, so they can get the cheapest oil that they can find and get them guns. I don't know, just breaking all the rules of their religion, eating pork chop sandwiches. but oh my God, these crazy white people. Man, we ain't trying to hear none of that. We ain't trying to hear none of that. So now it's like, we got a political agenda. Let's talk about it. Let's do this and let's do that. We ain't doing all this. Our political agenda is like, we ain't got to be perfect. We ain't got to be perfect for y'all. Y'all do all kinds of stuff. Y'all do all kinds of weird stuff. So because now it's getting to the point where you're forced to deal with what's going on in America now. So now we got, let me add something to that. Even our, black women, they're having an issue with our political agenda. For the last, let's just say few years. You've had women like Simone Sanders. You had Joy Reid. You had the little crazy lady recently. On the Revolt channel going off. You've had what is the lady that was going off on the Breakfast Club, Angela Rye. You've had the multiple female mayors and politicians in the black community that got caught up in scandals recently, right? You've had multiple black women from the one that's in the Supreme Court, even to our quote unquote black Tiffany Cross. Yeah, you've had even our black quote unquote half black whatever vice president candidate Kamala Harris, who if Kamala Harris and the Supreme Court justice was black men, it wouldn't even be an issue, because you know what they would say, they married to a white woman. You've had that. Thank you, Brittany Cooper. Stress has made us racism has made me fat. Stop it. You was fat your whole life. You've had all these ladies being demonstrative, very disrespectful on just to not just the black men, because really black men wasn't really around on a lot of these political conversations, but just being on TV, being idiotic, in my opinion. Just being idiotic. being super sister girl, I'm gonna tell you whatever I think, right? And at this point, it's like, what oh, your agenda was to push black women forward. And now you seeing it's like black women are kind of losing their steam. So your other political agenda is, is to try to sabotage the black political agenda. And you've seen even black women who are really on the team of black people need reparations start looking at these sisters like, wait a minute, what are y'all on? What are y'all really on right now? You see the increase of it, right? So now they had to, we wasn't around, they wasn't having us on these networks like that. So now brothers are having their own conversations in our own way. So now you're having this issue where, how can I say this? A lot of black women have made black women in politics look so bad because of their bad attitudes and ethics. People are starting to like look at them to the side. And I'm gonna tell you another thing about that. Black women don't have a political agenda for Black America. They have a black political agenda for black women. So, thus you remember that whole Ice Cube thing. Black women are black people. No, we not. That was happening before Ice Cube asked that question, but it's continued after. You get what I'm saying? So we're not shocked. Black America isn't shocked by that. So now we have an issue, because now what you're seeing is you black men need to vote the way we tell you to vote because what? Because what? Because you ain't gonna get enough butter biscuits if we don't vote to help you. Forget it. So that's a whole thing. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole nother thing in this process. And then there's no way around this. One of the major reasons for the political agenda in Black America is because of the stupidity of America's political system, in the sense of this country has run itself into the ground using racism as a tactic. And we're just sitting here like, okay, think about it. Stop and frisk in New York was just rooted in race, really. The war on drugs rooted in race. So and now what you saw, and even in the political part of it, you remember when they started building all these jails because they were swearing to God they were just gonna be locking up more folks, and us as black people, predominantly black men, we wasn't really dealing in crime as big as people thought. So all them prisons went under. They turned some of them prisons into weed, weed dispensaries. Not dispensaries. They grow weed at the places that should have been prisons. Because hey, I guess it ain't that bad now, right? So now you have all these issues, all the rampant crime in America, and you see all of this white collar crime going on for the last 20 something years, and they can't say anything. You can't blame black men for Enron. You know what I'm saying? You can't blame black men for all the stealing that went on in the banking industry that needed banks to get bailed out. You couldn't blame black men for AIG and Lehman Brothers in the insurance business going belly up and having to get bailed out. You couldn't blame black men for the housing market, the housing bubble bursting or whatever. You can't blame us for that. You can't blame us for the car market going under. You can't blame us for inflation. You can't blame us for the deficit. Can't blame us for none of this stuff, right? So now what are we talking about? Now we looking at it like, hey man, y'all bailing everybody else out, huh? And these people are screw ups every day, but you'll say these people are paying you. Well, that's an easy one. Let me say this. You know what? I'm sorry. Let me put that back up there. The only reason why the majority of Black America was voting one way is because every other group, both sides vote and support them. Every other group. Think about that. We're talking about immigration right now, the nation. White people as Republicans and white people as Democrats voted for that. The Asian hate bill, white people that's Republicans, white people that's Democrats voted for that. You know, helping Ukraine, white people that's Democrats, white people that's Republican helped for that. Helping Israel, Republicans, Democrats. You get what I'm saying? Bringing people from Afghanistan, black people, white people with Republicans, white people as Democrats. It's only us as black folks, we need to go to one side because we already know both sides ain't gonna do it. That's the issue. That's the issue. Even back in the day with giving reparations to Italians when they got lynched in Louisiana, the political parties had no issue with that. And by the way, there was more political parties back in the day, but same thing happened with the Japanese. When they got reparations for internment camps, same way the Native Americans, people call Native American Indians, whatever you want to call them, they got reparations and all that stuff. It was people on both sides. When it comes to us, everybody their brain just shut down. I can't do it. It's like, okay, cool. Even this nonsense about it was the Republicans with Martin Luther King. It was the Republicans signed the Civil Rights Bill with Martin Luther King. No, that's that. Yeah. But y'all forget something. Martin Luther King got killed. He got assassinated. And then black people started burning down America. That's what happened. Man, Xavier, thanks, fam. That's what happened. Black people started burning down America. And it forced the people who were in office, who were Republicans, to go, who was a quote unquote Republican president, I got to sign this bill because these Negroes going to burn this whole country down. That's what actually happened. It wasn't, these people out of the kindness of their heart. They killed Martin Luther King, and they were just figuring we gonna keep rolling. We didn't kill a bunch of other black folks. We just gonna keep rolling, and it didn't work that way. That's what happened with this country. But part of the let me get back to the political part of it. Get your workout in. The political issue becomes what? Because even back then, a lot of black people was on the same issue. It was on the same. We was all on the same page as a group. So that's what happened. The peaceful people was on the same page with the people who like, man, I'll burn this mother. Everybody was on the same page. They was on the same page. What is it? No, they're not. The KKK is the military wing for white America. It's not the Democratic Party. I don't understand that. I never understood that ideology. Y'all people act like, people who was in the Klan was just, they're all Democrats. No, it was all white. That's what they was. They were Democrats. And think about it. How would you know which party they was for? They had sheets over their head. They didn't want you to know exactly who they were. They still wear sheets to this day. They don't have a elephant or a donkey pendant on them like we're the blue side, we're the red side. No, it's just white people. It's just white people. That ain't, if you believe that racism stops at a party, that's a personal problem. But that's a whole nother issue, because that's actually part of the political agenda in Black America also. It's just like, people are done with that. Look over here, there, look at them. Because part of the racism thing is, black men, of course, we have accepted America's racist. It's always going to be racist because it's always going to be white people here that believe it should be racist. Guess what? White people in Australia, you know what they're doing? Being racist. Guess what? White people in Africa, you know what they're doing? Being racist. Guess what? White people in Central and South America, you know what they're doing? Being racist. That's their culture. That's what they do. Had to say it like I'm from Baltimore. So that's what's going on. No, it was no. So you like, okay. I'm gonna say it this way to you, fam. It's when have you ever seen in American history? They said in Jim Crow, during slavery and Jim Crow, they just said it was, it was the Democrats doing it. They didn't say that. They just said white people. It was white people lynching people. They didn't say it was Republicans lynching people. It didn't say it was white Democrats lynching black people and white Republicans going, no, don't do it. That's not how that went. And this whole idea of it was racism, especially in the South. George Washington was a slave owner. So, let's not, it's everywhere. That's the BS. But part of the politics of it is there comes a point where it's like, we're at a point. We're at the point where I'm not trying to hear nothing but this is what I want, and this is where it's gonna be. And it's not gonna be a situation where you're gonna throw something in front of us and go, okay, let's make a deal. No. See, America's best bet was when Obama was in office. I'm gonna tell you, using Obama as a reference. We knew what America was when Obama became president. Because Obama got more death threats than all the presidents combined. More death threats than all the presidents combined. What'd that tell you? And a couple of those presidents got assassinated. Oh my God. Fam, I hate to break the news to you, but you really not as... It sounds like somebody white told you this and you believe them. This is what happens. Let me tell you something. So what's a blue dog Democrat? What's a blue dog Democrat? A blue dog Democrat is a Republican that switched over after the Civil Rights Movement. In 1863, when did slavery stop? Think about this, man. What I'm about to say is not going to be disrespectful, but it's going to be harsh. You trying to tell me in 1863 there was some good white folk out there that was worried about the black people? No. You want to go in a time machine and take your black ass to 1863 and see how much the Republicans gonna have your back? Because I guarantee your ass gonna be lynched up and they're gonna be cutting off your genitals and burning you at the stake while you thinking you looking for a good white Republican. It's not gonna happen. You're talking about America in 1863. That is illogical. You believe that if you want to. But part of this, getting back to the politics of it is the politics of it is very simple at a certain point. We have an agenda and we ain't getting off it. And the other thing about it is what I notice now is we're not being swayed. We're not being swayed by entertainment also, because you're seeing a lot of people who, there was a time where politics is going on and they throw something. Oh, look at the new Michael Jackson album coming out. Oh, look at this new scandal. Oh, look at this star. Like honestly, when I'm thinking about politics right now, I don't care about Diddy. You can care about Diddy if you want to, that's fine. But it's not a Diddy story ain't gonna stop us from looking at politics. You know what I'm saying? Guess what? It's football season. It ain't gonna stop us from looking at politics. It ain't gonna stop. Because back in the day, people thought, we could get them to shift and look this way, and then we could get on to what we doing. Nope, not gonna work. We're gonna say, man, that's a nice game. You know what we talking about, though. You know what we talking about. So now it's a whole nother issue. When people go, what about the women? The brothers want white women. Nah. You're not gonna get brothers with we all gonna come together, figuratively and literally. And it's all gonna be good. Nope. Yeah, you ain't gonna throw the idea of us being together and having a beautiful America. We don't care about that no more. There's not going to be a beautiful America. And one of the reasons we know it's not going to be a beautiful America, because the incompetence of the American political system has shown us already. White people can't even help white people at this point. And which is another aspect of this where, what about white people? White people are suffering right now. So what? We suffered this whole time. So if y'all suffering, that's y'all problem. That's y'all problem. Y'all done screwed up y'all own quote unquote head start. That's a you problem. I'm not gonna vote for you to get back in the driver's seat because you ran the car off the road. That's a you problem. The same thing that's happening in Europe is happening in the US. That's what the UK has a problem with. All these people are coming from all these countries into the UK and they're ruining our UK. No, you ruined the UK. You destroyed all them other people's homelands and then they came to you. Same thing with America. You destroyed all these other people's home countries and now they came here. And now you want to go, oh, what are we going to do? Who cares? It's your problem. You fix it. You can't fix it. That's the issue. That's the issue. You can't fix it. But because you can't fix it, it means we all need to be Americans and stick together. No, we don't. Americans ain't never stuck together. Never. America's always been out for their particular group at the expense of somebody else. So what you're seeing, even in politics now, is like, we're going to do our thing. And even on another thing, and I can't necessarily be mad, like when I talked about the sisters, the black women out here in media and in social media acting ignorant when it comes to politics, just having a bad attitude. I can't fully be mad at them, because basically what they're doing is the same thing white people was doing in politics by trying to throw people under the bus and make people look crazy and cheat the system. That's what you see in a lot of black women do right now. It's just, you ain't gonna get away with it because you ain't white. So thus the debate, and people feel like they going at Trump and they letting Kamala off the hook. Yeah, I can see that. They've been doing it. It used to be the other way around. Now you're seeing people, being quote unquote ruthless. They're being ruthless. And it's like, because for years, that's what people were thinking about the Republicans. Republicans are lie, cheating, steal just to win. They'll do anything. So now you're seeing people who are quote unquote Democratic doing that. And you see predominantly black women. And it's like, y'all gonna have a bad rep for this, even though, I get what you're doing. Just know it's gonna it's gonna come with backlash. Believe you me. Believe you me, it's gonna come with backlash. And which adds to another aspect of this. It adds to another aspect of this, because Now in Black America, it's like, our political agenda is money. And here's the irony of it. All this other stuff, and it's no nice way to say it. The reason why it's come to the point where we just want money is because we already know what America is. America's supposed to be a capitalistic country, is it not? So it's all about money, right? You stole the land and killed the Native Americans for money, right? You built you had slavery over here for hundreds of years, basically. Why? Because you wanted money, more money than other people, right? Right? That's what you did, right? You got Jim Crow because you since you couldn't be a slave owner, you still needed a leg up, so you have Jim Crow just for money, right? So you could feel better than somebody, so you could have more than somebody. That's what that was about. Everything that happened, all the war on drugs, that's about money, right? Because you ain't never got rid of the drugs. It's about money. All these fake laws that need to be enforced, it's all about money. So here we go with these shenanigans. Yeah, Democrats are bringing in all kind of people from everywhere else. Here's the problem though. Guess who's employing them? Republicans. Don't act stupid. Don't act stupid, fam. That's why I never tripped about. That's why I have an issue with the lie. How many white Republicans own construction businesses and hire illegals all the time? How many white Republicans have some, undocumented illegal person cleaning their house and doing their yard all the time? This is what they're doing in America. That's why go do common sense will tell you, if you go look around. Go look around at all the roofing companies. Go look around at all the what do you call that? The construction workers who do the highways, the home builders. Most of those people are quote unquote Republicans that own those businesses. Most of the private sector, when it comes to quote unquote building in America, you know what they do? Hire illegals. That's why they want them here. Public Works, they don't care about none of that. They lie to you and tell you we don't want these illegals here. No, because guess what they've been doing for years? They got illegal people here to pay them under the table because they didn't want to pay actual tradesmen a fair salary. You know who was the majority of tradesmen? Black men. That's why you don't see as many black electricians and black masons and black bricklayers, because they didn't want to pay them. That's what happened. That's why you seeing what you seeing right now. So, which adds to the agenda, because Black America, we done went through the whole gamut of all the political games of America. We done went through the whole gamut of, okay, if you do this, then you should get this outcome. Okay, if you vote this way, you should get that outcome. If you ask for this, you should get this. If you do this, then you get that. No, none of that stuff worked. So we're just gonna ask for straight money. We want straight reparations, just like everybody else. And a lot of people don't really realize the issue, that America has with paying Black America reparations. It has nothing, it's not like the country doesn't owe us, because it does. It's not that, we gonna get mad at the white people, they feel like they got screwed over. No, they don't, because they know they've been screwing over us for the whole time this country is in there. That's not what it is. That's not what it is. The issue with us asking for reparations and us being on this kick politically is the minute we get reparations, see, people want to play this, they just gonna buy Gucci and Cadillacs. Nope. The issue is, then you have 44 million black people in Black America who are no longer in debt. That's going to be the issue. See, a lot of y'all don't want to hear it. Y'all think people just going to be out here buying cars. No, what people going to do is pay off their mortgages, pay off their student loans. That's what they're going to do. Pay off their biggest debts. That's what they're going to do. And then everything from that point on is gravy. Because last time I checked, Black America working cash for the most part. We couldn't get credit like that, so we work in cash. And you know the issue is a lot of us been overcharged for everything. It's quote unquote a black tax on everything. So we know this. So all the interest that the bank look at, like, oh, we can get these black people for this and black people for that, all that'll go out the window overnight. Overnight. So guess who the only group that'll be in debt in this country? We'll be the only group that's not in debt in this country. And then you're gonna have to do what? Then what you're gonna have to do? You're gonna have to open up the quote unquote, the banking system gonna have to go, we're gonna give you a loan. We want you to get into business. You know why they're gonna want you to do that? Because they want you to get in some kind of other debt. They're gonna overcharge you for everything. He said, I'm gonna buy a Gucci. You don't want to buy him, So because most people tell you right now, if they paid off their house, they can make a car payment because then you don't have a mortgage. Common sense. If you paid off your house and your student loans, everything else you just you working, everything else is just regular money. If you think about it, no mortgage, no credit card debt, or no student loan debt, who do you think you're gonna do? Some of y'all will be saving $1,000 a month just in fees. So then it'd be all cash. So yeah, we could go shopping. You want to go to Gucci store? Yeah, but you'll be buying it in cash. You wouldn't be buying it in credit, and it won't hurt you. That'll be the issue. Well, you know what? The probability, I think the probability is higher than we think. And I'm going to tell you the reason why. 2 reasons why. One is, it's not even just 2 reasons. The first issue is this. Everybody in America has seen now America give money to everybody else. And knowing they're not going to get a return on their investment. Just knowing that. Because this is what they've been doing for decades. This giving money to everybody who come here fresh off the boat. This is an American thing that's been going on probably 100 years. In all honesty. More than 100 years. Because you got to remember, people was coming here, and just putting a flag in the ground and saying, this is my land back in the day. So it's part of quote unquote American history to just let people come here and claim something that ain't theirs for free or get a free ride, a free pass. That has been going on here. That's the first thing. And at the end of the day, America as a country has been in debt far longer than it has actually been profitable as a whole country. So that's the first thing. That's the first one of the reasons. The second is this. At this particular point, white America has failed because white America there is no reason why this country should be $30 trillion in debt. In all honesty, no reason other than being stupid. No reason. So now you 30 something trillion dollars in debt, and you have nobody to blame. Nobody to blame. Nobody. So now they had that issue, and now you seeing all these white people looking at even there's more people in the world like Ann Coulter, and scamming Grant Cardone in the world, who like, man, we should just get the money to black folks, because they have the belief that if we get this money to black folks, they're gonna give it right back to us, so we're gonna have money. That's the crux of the issue when it comes to, because people look at the black America as, we don't keep a dollar, we just give it to white folks. So now you have that permeating white America's mind, like, dang, if we would have gave this money to the niggers, they would have been buying Gucci and Hennessy and even though them ain't American companies, by the way, but they would have been buying stuff and just giving us all the money back, and we'd be back rich again. So now, they'll be at the casino gambling all of the money away. They, like Dave Chappelle in the dice game. I'm rich, bitch. They think we're that stupid, because the irony of it is this: all the other groups that they've given money to are that stupid. Why do you think this country is in debt the way it is? It's because everybody in America except us got a blank check. Think about that. Every other group in America has got a blank check in this country, and ain't done a damn thing with it. We do create. Well, it just depends on what city you're in. It just depends on what city you're, because it's not about the businesses. Like, and politically, that's a whole nother problem. Our business community, people don't want to hear it, but Black businesses get all kinds of BS. Black businesses, they get all kinds of fines and charges, and people overcharging for stuff. Like, a lot of the reason why a lot of Black businesses don't last isn't just that we don't quote unquote support Black people, or Black people want to hook up. A lot of times it's the city government just cracking down on them being in business. Like, it doesn't dawn on people that, how many white establishments, Hispanic establishments, Asian establishments that you could walk in, Middle Arab establishments that you could walk in, and you could tell, how is this place still in business? How y'all ain't get shut down by all of the just code violations? This place is dirty, it's stanky, like y'all don't clean up. And how y'all doing this? Because if it was a Black business, they'd have been out of business. They'd have been, fine. We shutting it down. Everybody else don't have that issue. They don't have that issue whatsoever. So that's one of the biggest issues. And then when Black businesses don't have that issue, you have a profitable business, all they do is just raise the rent and rates. That's why sometimes, even out here in Houston, you'll have a dope spot, and then they'll be active for a little bit, and then they have to move. You're like, what? Why did they move? Or they move back, or you see people moving either back to the hood or back or further outside of the city, in further suburbs, because they got to get away from all of that overcharging. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what they do to us. They overcharge us. Like, all of a sudden the rent was $2,000 last year, but now it's $5,000 for you. And you're like, well, I just thought it was just $2,000 to rent here. Not for you. We got the overhead, we got this, we got that. And it's like, oh, okay. But the irony of that is this: because and this is the issue with America in itself, the incompetence of it. Because they've been overcharging us for so long and screwing us over for so long, that actually spilled into other communities. So now, white people are getting overcharged. That's why you see all of the commercial real estate, all the empty buildings, like in that scenario, they getting overcharged. That's why you see I got you. They getting overcharged. That's why you see the what do you call that? The oil and gas industry. They're having issues as far as not just mom and pop, but people who own gas stations. It used to be a good profitable business. Now basically what people are doing is they're getting themselves in debt, and then they're trying to pass on the business to some sucker. And it used to be, a group of people will get a business and they'll pass it down to somebody in the same group or relative, and they just keep recycling the money. Now what they're basically doing is they're getting in a huge amount of debt, and they can only give it to somebody in their group, and then they screwing their own group. So a person might have started a business, and now he $300,000 in the hole, and you can't sell it to somebody Black because we like, nah, we know how y'all get down. But now you got to sell it to somebody in your own group. And then guess what? Now you put them in the hole, and now there's no trust in your community anymore. That's going on. Yeah, I get you, Sloan. I don't have no credit card debt. This is the same process. Even like you said, the rent is too high. The reason why the rent is too high, because what? It's not. See, people don't think about it sometimes, but the politicians are the problem. Because every time we got further and further in debt, they said inflation. There was an inflation. So goods and services were high. And what I meant to say, and I didn't say it properly, for the last 20 years, think about how they kept saying gas prices go up. Gas prices are going up. Gas prices are going up. So when gas went up, then food went up. And when food went up, all the little things you buy that's not food went up because you got to transport them through 18-wheelers. But here's the issue. You notice when gas prices went down, the prices of the food never really went down. And I tell people all the time, if look at the smallest thing you can find. Go in a grocery store, and when you go in the grocery store, when you get to the register, you see that little candy aisle that's right next to you with all the chocolates and the Skittles and all that. Look at the price of the Skittles, M&Ms, Butterfingers, Kit Kats. Look at the price of them. And when the price of gas go down, see if that go down. Because what used to be 75 cents went to 88 cents. What used to be 88 cents went to 98 cents. What used to be 98 cents went to $1.12. Now it's $1.32. This is what they doing. So if you're not paying attention and they doing this stuff with small things like that, they price gouging everything. Everything, because the price never go down. And it's the same thing with and I've said it before, that's the same thing with all of y'all in this chat. All of y'all car insurance don't never go down. Do it. The older you get, the safer you drive, your car insurance don't never really go down. Somehow the new rate is higher because of inflation. That ain't just happened recently. That's been going on. I'm 44. That's been going on since I've been 20. The price gonna go down when you hit 25. No, it's not. For all y'all who don't even know about the homeowners insurance, homeowners insurance goes up because they say the price of your if your property value goes up, which normally the property value in America just keeps going up and up and up, no matter how you slice it, right? So if you bought your house, for some of y'all young folks, if y'all didn't buy a house yet, say if you got a house now, because they're like $300,000-$400,000, right? So your insurance is gonna be at a $300,000-$400,000 rate, but then the price of your property value gonna go up, and then the price of your property value is gonna be say $600,000. So the next time you get insurance, guess what your rate is gonna be at? $600,000. And you're gonna be like, wait, so the price of your mortgage goes up. And you're like, where did I get this increase from? From that. And then take the part of the politics is this. For all you people who been around the block and you know these things, you pay the taxes for the schools. The schools don't get no better. Even in the suburbs, the schools don't get no better. We're paying taxes for the roads. The roads don't get no better. Am I lying? They say they build it and it's brand new, and then they keep collecting taxes, and you don't see nothing going on. What you normally see, especially in these quote unquote suburban areas, say this is what they do. They have the tax, you'll be paying quote unquote taxes. And when I just said the roads don't get no better, the roads won't get better. But then all of a sudden, a road that has no problem, they tear it up and build the same road again. Over and over and over again. So if your street is good, in 5 years, they're going to tear it up and build it again. And you're like, ain't nothing wrong with that road. There ain't no potholes. It's flat. It's nothing. What is going on here? They're figuring out a way to just charge you more. That's all they doing. They ain't fixing nothing really. They just, recycling the same work over and over and over again to their friends. And we as black people, once we got hip to the game, we started going, oh, this what you on. No problem. No problem. That's the same thing that's going on. Politically, I'm going to tell you what one of our best problems and worst problems is. Black America got a weight problem. And once we get that weight problem under control for the majority of us, it's going to cause America a whole problem. Because the more and more I see people working out, more black people working out, like the more and more I see that, we killing people. Because we look at each other like, oh, black people, like I look at us because I'm I look at my people. But you don't really see how in bad shape all these other groups are. We don't look around enough to understand part of the political agenda is all these other groups are just, the only reason they live longer than us is because they're not as stressed out in this country. That's it. Because they don't take care of themselves well. They're not in good health. They don't eat right. They don't. They do all the smoking and all that other stuff. The only reason that they live longer is because, they're not as stressed out. But guess what? It's catching up to them too. Because this quote unquote bad American diet that all these people having, most of these people don't work out. Most of these people don't work out. And most of these people aren't cleanly. Because the most important thing about Black America that you need to worry about is your health and your teeth. And the reason why I say that is because a lot of people don't realize if you don't clean your teeth properly, whatever's in your mouth goes in your body and it's going to get you sicker. So the measure of your health 9 times out of 10 is your health and your teeth. Yeah, it's taxing them. So when I say, we got a political agenda, like people don't want us living. It's building fun, the old church building fun. Yeah, because what winds up happening is the better you are, the healthier you are, the less problems you're gonna have. And the other thing about it that we kind of that is kind of skipped over is I'm gonna say this. Black America is, since we like to use hip hop, people like to use hip hop as us. Black America is hip hop and rap. And what I mean by that is the reason why hip hop and rap make so much money in the music industry is because it's the cheapest form of music to make. See, it's cheaper to make than rock and roll. It's cheaper to make than country. It's cheaper to make than R&B. It's cheaper to make than jazz. It's cheaper to make. So the cost is low to make it, which makes the profit high. So every other group in America, they have a high cost. I don't know if Dallas is doing better. I mean, I live in Houston. It's a lot. I mean, Texas in general, I'll tell you this, Texas in general is probably, Texas probably have the best black businesses between Houston and Dallas. I mean, the only other places, Chicago has a lot of black businesses. I think Detroit does, but I ain't, Detroit is, I would say, the DMV area, definitely, and the Carolinas and Atlanta. I don't know why I left Atlanta out, So it's well, I didn't think New York had as many black businesses as the places that I said because, New York's known for like bodegas and whatnot, and I know they overcharge brothers in New York. I know brothers got to, like I said earlier, brothers got to move around in New York because I can't think of any. It's a few staple businesses in New York, like a few restaurants, but everything else I think they move a lot. I could be wrong. No, Jersey I could see though. Jersey I could see, but I'm not like that on the East Coast. Oh, I know black people own businesses in New York. I know that, but not at the same rate as here in Houston or Dallas. Like New Orleans too. New Orleans is good because population or whatever. But that's a whole nother aspect. Which let me rewind that. Thank you for saying that. As a matter of fact, places like New Orleans, Atlanta, the DMV, I think Chicago at a time, maybe St. Louis. I'm not 100% sure on St. Louis, but there was a time politically where the black politicians made the economics flow with the demographics. So if we 13% of the population, we got 13% of the contracts. Them days is long gone. And that's a whole nother aspect of it too. Like, Black America, that's all we really need in America is 13% of the economics. That's it. Just enough for our populations. We could do the rest. Think about it. Because when people talk about America, all these other groups of people, Chicago has the largest population. I can't. You know what? I don't think now. I grew up on the West Side. I don't think they do. Compared to Houston, I don't think so. And to be perfectly honest with you, a lot of the businesses, and I'm gonna tell you what I know to be true. Chicago has a lot of black. Well, the black businesses in Chicago ain't as big as it used to be because Chicago sold a lot of their black businesses to like Arabs and Hispanics and Asians. They did the same thing in New Orleans. So, you know what I'm about to talk about then. A lot of them businesses got a black name on it, but that ain't who own it no more. You know what I'm saying? That ain't who own it no more. So it's like here in Houston it's here in Houston is different. No, it ain't. It's different. Because like now they got Harold's here, they got JJ's here, they got a few barbecue spots here from Chicago. But some of y'all don't know that Chicago bought business in Chicago bought Whataburger, so they just bringing a gang of Chicago staple restaurants here to Houston, and some of them have already been here before that even happened. But that's the issue. Like even New Orleans had the same thing where one of the best spots in New Orleans back in the day when I was a kid was Hank's. So if when I say I grew up on the west side of Chicago, I grew up on the west side of Chicago, but I was born in New Orleans. So I lived in New Orleans too. So Hank's was a major seafood spot. And Hank's wound up selling their spot to some Vietnamese people. So the Vietnamese people own Hank's, and now Hank's is here in Houston. You know what I'm saying? But it's owned by Vietnamese people. But you don't know no Vietnamese people named Hank's, no, named Hank rather. That's the same thing that happened in Chicago, So part of it is that, and I don't like, Harold's and Uncle Remus. I'm gonna be honest with you, as far as food is concerned, there's no reason to bring Chicago fried chicken to the South if they can't compete. I'm gonna just be 100% with you. Chicago fried is not even close. You bring barbecue, you can bring Chicago barbecue down south and kill. Chicago barbecue, St. Louis barbecue, you can make a killing. Kansas City barbecue, you can make a killing down here. Texas think they got the best barbecue, but they don't. So that's part of the, issue. Man, is it? That's exactly what I'm talking about, fam. But that's the same thing in New Orleans with Cafe Du Monde. The beignet spot. Some Vietnamese people bought that, Vietnamese people own Cafe Du Monde. Ain't nothing wrong with it, but that's how it goes down. That's why, in all honesty, kind of getting back to the topic, that's why we're having how can I say this? That's why a lot of these businesses are failing. Because what happened was you had especially all of these non-black people who wanted to get into black businesses. Let's just use restaurants. The vast majority of American cuisine and restaurants is really black food at this particular point. See, fried chicken was called nigger food, just like fried fish was called nigger food, just like barbecue was called nigger food. That's what it was called, nigger food. So some of your best restaurants in America are basically fried chicken spots. Who got the best customer service in America? Chick-fil-A, fried chicken. Which is you buying good customer service with $8 mini nuggets. You ain't even getting the whole fried chicken. You getting mini nuggets. Which is hilarious. So a lot of this stuff is but what happens is people buy these businesses but they can't keep them up. And I gotta say it. I just thought about it. I gotta say it. Part of the political issue, even with capitalism, deals with profits. What are the most profitable businesses in America at this particular point? Just think about it. What are the most profitable businesses? And the reason why I say think about it is because basically the country spends the most on defense. I ain't ate a Trill Burger yet. I ain't been over there. I ain't been over there. Like, I'm gonna tell you this. I wouldn't be surprised if Trill Burgers are good. Like, Houston got a gang of burger spots. So just to be in a conversation means you got to have a fire burger out here. So I would say they probably be better. Don't make it like it's the best thing you've ever tasted in life, but it'll probably be, if you top 10 of the burgers you ever had. But this Houston definitely makes a gang. It's so many burger spots out here, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So, oil, gas, and farming. Oil, gas, and farming. Like you said, firearms, alcohol, tobacco, pharmaceutical, biggest businesses. So oil and gas is having an issue. Farming is having an issue. Firearms, people still buying guns, but that's an issue too, because bullets are, you can buy the gun. The guns got cheaper, but the bullets got more expensive. Alcohol, I don't see people buying as much alcohol as they used to because they can't afford it. Tobacco is interesting to me. Tobacco, because I don't see many people smoking as much cigarettes, even Black and Milds, as they used to. Pharmaceuticals, oh man, they killing folks. Pharmaceuticals are killing folks. He said it's disproportionately fat. Disproportionately my ass is hella fat. Ain't disproportionately hella fat. But the reason why I say ask that is because think about it. Oil and gas is is an issue because at the end of the day, you're seeing generations of people kind of go Uber. They're not even buying cars because cars are super expensive now, to the point where it's hard to buy one. So they're going to lose profits on the long term because the car industry is dying. So if the car industry is dying, the oil and gas industry going to die because you're not going to have as many people buying oil and gas, or gas rather. Farming. The issue with farming is what? It's the fact that, and I hate to say it this way, I really do. This country don't want to be healthy. So you really you're really squeezing out a lot of farmers because you want them to, to make the cheapest, most unhealthy fruit and vegetable you can find. and hopefully overcharge the public for it. And perfectly honest, people still don't want to hear this, but eating healthy is cheaper than it is eating unhealthy. I know people have that stereotype that it is, that it costs more. It don't. It don't. You spend $100 on fruits and vegetables and spend $100 on meat and snacks, and watch how much food you have. Watch the difference. Like I said, the firearms part, you absolutely, firearms is hilarious because you can get an AR-15 for really $350 to $500 now. The AR-15, yeah, $350 to $500, but you're trying to get them 5.56 bullets or them 2.23 bullets, it's gonna cost you. It's gonna cost you. You ain't gonna be able to get 1,000 rounds like you used to, or 250 rounds, or 300 round box like you used to. Same thing with the 9mm. That's what's interesting. You can literally buy an AR-15 for the same price you can buy a 9mm handgun, subcompact or regular. You get what I'm saying? It don't make no sense. That's crazy. So politically, we got that's part of the political problem with America. It's, we got all this stuff going on, and now we got an agenda because we see how America's working. We see it. And just me as a black man observing America, I knew America was in trouble. I'm gonna tell you I know America was in trouble when. It's no nice. I'm trying to find a nice way to say what I'm about to say. So excuse my pause for this. Exactly. I know America was in trouble when now you can't even watch football or basketball or baseball with regular TV. You gotta get a subscription or something. See, I'm gonna tell y'all something. Hold up. When you gotta get Sling and Peacock and YouTube just to watch a game, and they say, oh, we're gonna get more and more profits and more profits. And these stadiums are packed. Think about that. These stadiums are packed. All these football games, all these basketball games, all these baseball games is full of white folks every game. But what they don't tell you is, all of these games, they have a lot of corporate seats. So a lot of your oil and gas companies, a lot of your firearm companies, a lot of your car companies, a lot of your T-Mobiles and all this other stuff, they have seats at these games, in the good section. So y'all got to remember, it looks like everybody got it like that, but everybody don't got it like that. When you go to these college games and you see these college campuses, it's just packed. Penn State packed. You get what I'm saying? USC packed. And this is my team, blah, blah, blah. You got to remember, all them college games, half of the people there, the students, and the game is free for them because they pay for it with their tuition. And what I'm getting at is the veneer of America is looking good. But you're going to start seeing that dwindling down. That's why they have all of these, you can watch the game from home. You can watch it on this app. You can watch it on that app, because they know they're going to lose people. Because people can't afford to keep going to these games with $200, $300 tickets and paying $100 in parking. And paying $100 to eat some janky food. $100 because you're eating 2 burgers and have 3 beers. It's finna stop. It's finna stop. It's finna stop. Same thing with, we're talking about the pharmaceutical business. It's a reason. Let me tell you something. Us black folks then got on that Dr. Sebi tip. We're gonna find the herbs and this and that and the third. You're gonna see white America doing the same thing because it costs too much. Y'all don't know how many people, in white America, or it looks good on the outside, but they got $50,000-$60,000 in medical bills. They don't talk about that part. Right. So all of this stuff adds up. So now Black America look at, I just want my money. Because, and the reason why I'm saying with all of these businesses is because when it comes to us having a political agenda, the major thing that's going on is this. We don't trust America. We don't trust America. So, hey, if we'll give you some money for a voucher, why are you going to give me money for a voucher? So I'm going to give you that money right back. No, I just want cash and I'm going to do what I want to do with it. You're not going to give me reparations to give it right to you specifically. Hell no. Because see, we're different from the Native Americans who were on the reservations. We're different from them. Like they say, they get their money, they just drink it away. No, you know what I'm saying? Native Americans don't just get their money and drink it away because they can't go nowhere. Is what he's, oh man. Oh, the insurance business is going. Well, you know what? Compassionate. You and Mr. Z got a point. There are people who don't have no damn insurance, who don't have no damn insurance, and then there are people who do have insurance, and what the insurance company gonna do is they're gonna say it's not all the way paid up, and they're gonna take most of the money, and then give you just enough to pay for the funeral. That's what normally happens, Oh, they got a policy for $300,000. Well, you know what I'm saying? Oh, they died 2 weeks before the maturation of the policy. So with all of the fees, we're going to give you a nice little $17,000. You're going to be sitting there, what? And there's going to come another point where people ain't going to want to hear this part, but as far as the political aspect of it is, the insurance business in all forms at some point is going to go under. It's going to go under because this is the problem that the insurance, see, the insurance business got over because of inflation. Because let's just be honest, because gas went up, and the price of tea went up, you know what I'm saying? The price of goods and services went up. You trying to tell me the car insurance went up? Car insurance is an inanimate object. Car insurance ain't apples or oranges or, a beef. It's car insurance. And they used to play with this lie where, if you live in different cities and different zip codes and different areas, the insurance is different. No, it ain't. I live in Houston. I live in Houston, Texas. It's supposed to be one of the highest. We pay the highest insurance in America. But you know what the funny part is? I'm not that far from somebody who pay insurance in Chicago. What'd that tell you? I'm not that far from somebody that pay insurance in a smaller town, say in Nashville. No, they just overcharging everybody. And what people gonna start doing with that Uber, I don't need no damn car insurance because I'm an Uber everywhere. And then you're gonna start trying to overcharge the people who do Uber, and then at a certain point you're gonna have a gang of people just riding dirty. That's what you're gonna have, a gang of people riding dirty, and they're not gonna give a damn because the insurance ticket is gonna be far cheaper than the insurance payments. Same thing with, with health insurance and life insurance, they're gonna have to put it at a set rate. Because what happens with health insurance, the older you get, the higher the insurance get. So you trying to tell me, I've been paying this health insurance since I was 20 years old, 20 years old, and the minute I hit 50, now, I was paying $100, and $100 went to, $800, and $800 went to $1,000, and $1,000 went to $1,500. The older I get, no, dog. And the less coverage I'm gonna get, no, dog, we're not playing that. They're gonna have to put a cap on it. Exactly. And then these insurance companies drop people because they got to pay them. No, we're not. People just gonna stop having it. People just gonna stop having it, and it's gonna be on a mass scale. Because as a person who got I got life insurance, I got health insurance, car insurance, homeowners insurance. I'm gonna tell you, in all honesty, I rarely use it. Like, I ain't been at fault in an accident in 15 years, if probably more than that, 20. Health insurance, I ain't had a major issue. God willing, home insurance, I had one claim, and that was recently because of the hurricane. And I had the house for 17 years. So now we you see it as Black America, we see all this stuff as a hustle. So it's like, hey man, nah, we gonna be on it, because America can't hide it. All the black folks who went to the military, you got people, most people, they retired, they got good things to say about that, but they'll tell you they got underpaid. They'll tell you they got underpaid. And they'll tell you, you know what, I'm gonna get everything out this military I can. I'm trying to get 100% disability. Because they like, nope, y'all gonna pay me for all this nonsense y'all put me through. And it's hard for them to do that. Because they gotta make the government take care of them when they put their life on the line. What that tell you? So our political agenda is different, and there is no hustle in America that has gone on the corporate side that we don't know now, which was different than back in the day. Back in the day, we couldn't see if Wall Street was really scamming us. We know now. We couldn't see if how the real estate industry was scamming us. We know now. We couldn't see how the insurance business was scamming us. We know now. You know what I'm saying? We couldn't see that. Just think how long it took for us to figure out speed traps in America. Now we know, okay, you ain't gonna catch me slipping. Now we having this issue. Now people are trying to figure it out, like, oh man, what are the black folks gonna do? And one of our best issues is we don't even tell y'all what we own no more, because we so monolithic. We getting monolithic to the point like, we want reparations and that's it. You ain't gonna know what else we do at all. Why don't you vote for this? Why don't you should vote for it. Stop asking me to vote for it. Why don't we come together? No, you should come together with your own people. Stop asking me to come together with you. Because now it's out in public. We know what a sellout looks like if they're in the Democratic Party, and we know what a sellout looks like if they're in the Republican Party in the Black community. We know the difference between somebody who's not actually a Black American speaking for Black America on either side. We know what it's like when you got non-Black people, period, trying to tell us what Black people really want. We're like, nah, you ain't gonna tell me nothing. We know when we got somebody who's been paid off. We already know. We know the hustle about, let me do the talking and you just listen. We not playing in them games no more. Y'all on your own. The same thing with when people think about the Donald Trump thing, in the Kamala Harris thing, you know what sticks out? They didn't try to kill Donald Trump twice, and white people ain't saying nothing. That's weird to us. Like, you mean to tell me y'all shot and missed him, and then somebody else and another white person tried to shoot him? And the school shooter, and these white school shooters, put the gun down, Tommy. But then again, there's still stories about, hemming up black folks left and right. It's like, okay, this what we on? And the reason why it sticks out to us is because, politically speaking, do you know what that says about white America? When you got white folks who are supposed to be Republicans shooting at the former president, running for president. 53% of boomers have active life insurance. Wow. Thanks for that, compassionate. It's going to be a mess. It's going to be a mess. But you know what the best part about that is? When they say 50% of boomers have active life insurance, that's everybody in America, probably. So that's 50% of boomers have life insurance, basically, which lets you know what even the people who should have the most money in America right now don't have it. They don't have it. So all this wealth people are talking about going to get passed down to the next generation, and they waiting for the boomers to die and pass on the wealth. They ain't got it. They ain't got it. They're not going to pass on no wealth. And when they die, because the boomers are really in control, have been in control of political offices for at least 30 years. And by the time the boomers lose their grasp of political office, this country going to be so far in debt. That's why they keep talking about a reset. Wait until we get the economic reset. It's over with. It's over with. And that's part of the whole, the reparations thing. We won't have any money. The fact that they tell Black America we don't have the money, we don't care now. We don't care what you don't have now. You're gonna find it, just like you find everything else. It's like you can find, Osama bin Laden in the cave, and you can find Saddam Hussein in the hole. You could find how to steal these other people's oil and gold and diamonds and all these other places in America. You're gonna figure out and find this money. That's what it's gonna do. That's what you got to do. I saw a guy say recently, it's like over 200 cities in America now that the starting home price is at $1 million. And I'm like, what? Who is that gonna harm? Because they say, nowadays, one of the biggest problems with America and the rising cost of homes is there's not enough homes built in America. But the irony is what? Who can afford them? Nobody. So think about it, PK. You're right. You don't know how many. Let's just go with retirement. You don't know how many working people have dipped into their retirement already. You don't know how many of these people. They keep talking about Wall Streets and the ups and downs of Wall Street. You don't know how many people have lost how much money on their investments recently. Because even me as a working person. I'm a middle class guy, working class, whatever you want to call it. You can see your portfolio, depending on how big it is, go down tens of thousands of dollars just like that. So imagine if you got hundreds of thousands of dollars. It could go from $1 million to, let's just say, $600,000 in a week, depending on the markets. It's crazy, but that's how it can happen. You know, these homes, they can't sell these homes no more. They're not going to be able to sell these homes because if you've been in this home for, you know, like I see people who have homes that are 20, 25 years old. Dope homes, but they 20, 25 years old, 600,000, 800,000, $1 million. And people looking at like, I'm not finna buy that. I could buy a brand new home, brand new construction. But the issue is what? Like not you got these people in this stuck place where you could buy this old home that you're gonna have to renovate, you know, but it's probably better. It's better built because it might have more brick and the wood is sturdier. Or you're gonna buy this new home, which it looked new, it looked like it's good, but it might be cheaply made. But the price of that is gonna go up because it's newer, you know. You can. Yeah, I get you. I get you on that, fam. I get you on that. You know, and that's the other thing, forever HOA fee. And people don't even talk about, you find less and less of communities that have HOAs. I mean, that don't have HOAs. It's hard. You hard pressed to be in a metropolitan city in America and not have an HOA. And a lot of these HOAs ain't doing nothing. They ain't doing nothing. Actually, the only places that these HOAs are actually doing something. No, I got you, PK. I understand. I definitely understand. The only HOAs that are doing something is like the newer developments. Because you paying HOA fees in which are like you know, you just paying them every year. Yeah, you know, you rarely see it actually put in use. And at some point, with some of these HOA fees, you don't even want them to do nothing because you know the minute they do something, you could have been paying the HOA for 5-10 years and ain't seen a damn thing. And then, you know, year 6 or year 11, they put up a couple of signs and you like, watch these fees go up. You know, your HOA was $1,000 and you ain't seen nothing. Now they put up, you know, a light and a light at the corner and an extra stop sign for the kids playing. And now it's $1,500 a year. You like, you mother, you know, it's ridiculous. People getting tired of that. HOAs don't weed out undesirables. No, they don't. They don't. Because most of the time, like what it was for, HOAs is really for, you know, we don't want black folks in here. It's the extra fee, you know, it's a black tax, you know. Right. But that even with the $600,000 old homes, they making them HOAs now. They're making them HOAs. So even like the old, like, you know, they don't have zoning permits. That's why you see these they talk about these banks buying all this real estate. They're concentrating on certain areas to buy real estate. So either they're buying real estate in a subdivision that's all, you know, that's just starting out and it already has an HOA, or they're buying older things to create that, you know, you're gonna pay to be here. Because if they can get you outside of an HOA, they're gonna make you pay high dollar, which is crazy. Freedom ain't free, god dog it. Freedom ain't free. But dang, it's about to be 10 o'clock. You know, let me, folks, I ain't really wasn't supposed to go this long, but let me get myself out of here, man, because I got to get up at 4 a.m. So I appreciate you. I'm gonna talk about this on another occasion too, because this is bothersome to me. So I appreciate y'all for rocking with me. Catch me the next time, man. Peace.
This looks like a job for Superman.
Do this,
Spoken from the lips of the young or the old, fear of me.
Yeah. Gotta put it all in.
And they are Superman.
All the way. I guess I'm taking off the cape through the glasses in the trash. Being super is great, saving y'all is such a drag. Even God took a break. Me, I ain't coming back. I got one life to live. If you don't like it, that's your ass. Cause nobody saved me. Cause when I walk, I'm just a peon. I could use somebody just like I'm the kings of neon. This world is cold as ice, mixed with salt, mixed with freon. They got me pissed off, but that's better than being peed on. For eons, human beings took kindness for weakness. When you constipated, you start to appreciate shit. Put before you life and death, and you just gotta choose. The kryptonite life means you still follow the rules. If your credit's messed up or your bills ain't paid, then it's getting disconnected. Can't nobody say the day. And I can fly, leave a building in a single bound, but I can't stand fair weather friends, and I just fly around. My super friends in Justice League, only folk I kick it with. Kill Lex Luthor, so what? We had to finish it. Kids play games and adults play for keeps. And me, I play to win, but I ain't playing in these streets. And life is not a joke, then again it ain't this serious. Superman can say the day, but God can say the Superman. Saga of the kryptonite, life just ended. You enjoy listening? Man, I'll finish it.
Lois, come holler at me. I got an ice couch. Thank you. Coming out, listen. I knew you would like it because we made it. I'm so frigid and so fly.